I want to speak to healing from chronic anxiety and how it can feel, when you kind of step beyond the anxiety. So often, and this is more from a spiritual perspective. But once you kind of lean more into the fact that there is a space beyond the thoughts, between the thoughts, there's this other space, this consciousness, this spirit, this essence, this life force. It can feel really kind of chaotic, and when the anxiety is actually there, kind of keeps us safe. What if. And then when you do make a mistake, or when you do something that, isn't socially acceptable, or something that rocks the boat a little bit, leaning back into actually just grace, leaning back into this compassion. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Is a muscle that needs to be trained. Because naturally, the mind will want to berate us, or the mind will want to, no, you idiot, you shouldn't have done that. So it's kind of an act of rebellion when you're like, it's okay. And I think this is what healing mental health looks like. It's having more space around your thoughts. It's having more compassion for them. And knowing that we're not going to change lots of these storylines. And some of our innate patterns, some of the innate ways we've learned to cope will stay there. Like, okay. But we change our physical reaction in our body. We change our awareness around it. And that enables us to relax a little bit and to change how we're responding to that and to know that we choose. And it's really like, it feels adjusting so your inner authority becomes yourself. And particularly if your anxiety disorder has come maybe through codependency. You rely on that external validation, or you rely on an external substance to tell you it's okay, whether that's eating, whether that is taking something, okay, I have this, it's okay, or I go to this person, they tell me it's okay. And then getting used to you being that one. And it's very much, it's a somatic sensation in your lower half. So if you're thinking about the energetic system from yoga, it would be the lower energy centers, the lower chakras. And it's strengthening these areas. It's calming what's going on up here, energetically, vibrationally, relaxing, but then strengthening and trusting here and knowing, okay, wow, I did something wrong. I feel okay, and remembering you're the authority. So you have the awareness of the mind, or you're just trusting, you're living in a more embodied way, like more in flow. It's less structured, it's less rigid. It's more like, okay, I'm here and I'm present. But in my own example, where that can sometimes be a little chaotic because I'm not used to this freedom. I haven't learned to trust myself in this freedom. I trust myself in structure. I trust myself to, naturally, I'm not perfect. But trusting that I don't need to be perfect to still show up, and trusting that life doesn't need to be perfect, and trusting that we all have a capacity to handle changes of plan, to handle imperfections. So when that happens, instead of spiraling into this berating panic, and freezing and getting more tense and like, and waiting for something to come and relax me, save me, another person, a food, waiting for normality to come, actually in that moment, staying with this sense of trust, breathing, trying to anchor more into my legs, trying to anchor more into the lower half of the body, and just trying to actively choose the storylines of compassion and grace. And remember that this also, choice comes into this. The thinking becomes habitual. We can choose negativity and we can choose positivity. And things feed into this. How we're looking after our body feeds into this. What we're eating, our environment, how we're breathing, how we're sleeping, what we're choosing to do with our time. It is choice, choice, choice. And when it is easy to make the lower frequency choices, then, and I say that just in the way the world is set up. It's set up to consume, it's set up as a capitalist place, it's set up actually to numb us more away from this. So everything is a choice in your thinking, but I just want to say, let's have grace, but it's quite difficult. And that's why the term, I like to think of us here as warrior, as wellness warriors. And somatic approaches to mental health is a warrior decision, because you're really like taking accountability for it. So to sum up, giving yourself permission to be a little bit messy, and having the trust in yourself that you can still handle that with composure, and giving the trust that you don't have to be perfect, and knowing that a sign of healing a mental health disorder somatically is the space you have around your imperfections, the space you have around that voice in your head. And that space is created by connecting to your nervous system. That space is created by building a relationship with your body and offering your consciousness a different route out than being stuck here. And that through breath, through energetic practices, through different things, but through building an awareness of this connection, through practice and time, is so possible for us all. Lots and lots and lots and lots of love.